Some owners think it's begging, but science shows it's a hidden language of love, safety, and even goodbye. Picture this. You're sitting in your chair, the room is quiet when you feel it soft, steady, almost weightless. Your dog's paw resting gently on your knee. It looks ordinary, but most people never stop to ask what it really means when your dog puts their paw on you. The truth, most owners miss the message, and by the time they realize it's too late. Because that paw isn't just a request for food or petting. It's a message of trust, a hand without fingers reaching across the silence, sometimes even a silent farewell. In this video, we'll uncover 4 hidden meanings behind that small gesture. And at the very end, I'll share a story so powerful it may change forever how you see that paw on your knee. That paw speaks louder than words. So let's begin with the first meaning, the one most owners never realize until they feel it in their darkest hour. Number 1, a silent gesture of love. Think back to the last time you sat quietly and felt your dog's paw rest against you. Maybe it was after dinner, maybe in the stillness of evening. That paw didn't scratch, it didn't push. It simply stayed there. And most people wave it off saying, "Oh, she wants attention." But what if brushing it aside means missing the clearest message of love your companion will ever give you? Science backs this up. In 2025, researchers studying the way dogs respond to touch discovered something striking. Dogs don't just lean in or offer their paw at random. They do it as a way of answering us, like reaching across an invisible bridge of silence. A dog's paw can be its only tool, its only language to say, "I feel you. I trust you. I'm with you." Imagine it as a hand without fingers, a love letter without words. When your dog lays that paw down, it's not begging, it's holding you. Think about it. If dogs had arms, they might wrap them around us. But they don't. So they press a paw into your skin, as if to say, "This is all I have, but it is everything." And here's the part most owners miss. That small gesture often happens when you least expect it, when you're not offering food, when you're not playing, when life is just ordinary. That is when the meaning is most profound. Because your dog isn't asking, they're giving. And if you overlook it, you lose a chance to know you've been chosen, not just loved. For many older dog owners, this is no small thing. I've read stories of people in their 70s, widowed, living alone, who said their dog's paw on their hand was the only touch they felt all day. Imagine that. A paw warm and steady, carrying more comfort than 1,000 words from friends who never called. It's not just contact, it's communion. And here's where the FOMO comes in. If you dismiss it, you may never know the depth of what your dog was saying. That paw could be their way of holding you together, of giving you a piece of their heart when yours feels fragile. Ignore it, and that moment slips away forever. And once it's gone, you don't get it back. This is why understanding matters. Build the picture in your mind. Your dog is not a beggar, not a trickster. They are a poet, writing with their paw across your skin. The intention is love. The tension. You may never realize it until it's too late. So the next time you feel that paw, don't move it away. Don't laugh it off. Rest your hand gently on theirs. Breathe in the stillness. Let your hearts synchronize. Because in that pause, your dog is speaking in the only way they can, and you finally understand the words hidden in silence. And if you think that's powerful, wait until you hear the next meaning. Because the second reason your dog puts their paw on you isn't about love at all. It's about survival. And once you see it, you'll never mistake it again. Number 2, the only hug they have. Think about it. We hug our children. We hug our partners. We hug our friends when words aren't enough. But what about your dog? They don't have arms to wrap around you. They don't have hands to pull you close. All they have is that paw. That simple, quiet touch is the closest thing to an embrace your dog will ever give you. Some people laugh it off, saying he's just pawing at me again. But if you brush it aside, you risk missing the only hug your dog can offer. That's the FOMO moment here, the fear of letting a sacred connection slip by unnoticed. In a 2025 study, scientists found that when dogs leaned in or reached out with their paw, they weren't just asking, they were responding. It was like a dance of touch, a call and answer between two beings who don't share a spoken language. Your dog places their paw on you, and in that instant they're saying, "This is all I have, but I give it to you." Imagine an old soldier laying down his weapon saying, "I trust you with my life." That's what that paw can mean. It's a surrender, a release of guard, a way of handing over their vulnerability. And if you're a senior sitting alone in your living room, that gesture might be the most faithful embrace you'll ever know. I remember a woman 73 who wrote that her little terrier slept with one paw always resting on her arm. She said it felt like a lifeline, like someone saying, "Don't drift away. I've got you." That paw was her anchor in the night. Not just warmth, not just habit. It was trust pressed into her skin. Now here's where the tension builds, because sometimes that paw is playful. Sometimes, yes, it asks for more petting, but often it's deeper. And the tragedy is, you won't know which one it is until the moment has passed. That's the heartbreak, realizing too late that your dog had been hugging you all along and you never recognized it. So what can you do when that paw rests on you? Slow down. Don't pull away. Place your hand over it. Let your dog feel your stillness. That's you answering the hug in the only way they understand. That's you closing the circle of connection. And think about this. When we were children, a hug was safety. As adults, a hug is comfort. In old age, a hug can be life itself. For your dog, that paw is all of those things at once. It's a child seeking closeness, a partner offering support, an old friend saying, "Don't forget I'm here." Miss it, and you miss their love in its purest form. Catch it, and you hold the hug that no one else can give. That's the gift hidden in that paw. But as moving as this is, it's not the whole story. Because sometimes that paw doesn't come from joy or love, it comes from fear. And if you don't recognize it, you'll never know when your dog is silently crying out for help. Number 3, a cry for safety. You've seen it before. The storm rolls and thunder shakes the windows, and suddenly your dog is closer than ever. Their paw presses into your hand, your leg, anywhere they can reach you. It's not playful now. It's not begging. It's trembling with fear, reaching for the only safe harbor they know you. And here's the truth too many owners never realize. That paw in those moments isn't random. It's survival. Your dog is saying, "I'm not okay. Keep me close." And if you dismiss it, if you miss the meaning, you leave them alone inside their storm. That's the FOMO here, ignoring the one signal that your best friend needs you most. Science shows this clearly. In 2023, behaviorists observed that dogs use small gestures, lip-licking, turning away, or yes, placing a paw to soothe themselves and those around them. They're not being needy. They're calming. They're reaching for balance when the world feels unsteady. That paw is their lifeline, their way of anchoring to you while everything else shakes. Think of it like a child gripping your hand in a crowded street. They're not asking for candy. They're asking not to be lost. That paw is the same. It's the touch of a creature who trusts you more than anything else alive. I once heard from a retired man living alone with his shepherd mix. Every 4th of July, when fireworks rattled the sky, his dog would climb beside him and rest a paw on his chest. The man said it felt like a heartbeat outside his own, thudding with fear, but steadying as long as he held on to it. She gave me her panic, he said, and I gave her my calm. That's what that paw does. It transfers the storm from her shoulders onto yours. Now here's where the tension rises. Because sometimes that paw is the first warning sign. Anxiety doesn't always start with pacing or whining. It starts with a touch. Miss it, and you miss the chance to ease your dog before fear spirals out of control. And by the time you notice, they're already lost inside the noise. So what can you do? Next time the paw comes in a moment of chaos, don't brush it off. Don't laugh and say you're fine. Instead, let them feel your stillness. Rest your hand over theirs. Keep your voice low. Because in that moment, you're not just their owner. You're their anchor, their shelter, their safe place in a storm they cannot escape. And here's the part that may surprise you. For many seniors, that moment isn't one-sided. It's shared. You're not just protecting your dog, they're reminding you that you're needed. And in the quiet after the thunder fades, both of you walk away, steadier, stronger, more bound together. But as powerful as this cry for safety is, there's one meaning even more haunting. Because sometimes that paw is not about play or love or even fear. Sometimes it's goodbye. Number 4, a final farewell. This one is the hardest to talk about, but it's the one you can't afford to miss. There comes a day sooner than we ever want, when that paw on your knee carries a weight heavier than food or comfort. It carries goodbye. I've heard it in stories from people in their 70s and 80s who said their dog stayed beside them in sickness paw, resting gently on their arm as if to say, "Don't worry, I'm still here." For some, that touch came in the very last days of their companion's life. Not frantic, not playful, just steady, like a final signature at the end of a long love letter. And here's the heartbreaking truth: many owners don't recognize it until it's too late. They think it's just another paw, another request. But it's not. It's the last chance to hold on to a bond that death itself cannot erase. If you miss it, you'll spend nights wondering if your dog tried to say goodbye and you didn't listen. That's the FOMO moment here, the regret of silence after the touch is gone. Science can't measure this one. There are no charts for farewell. But anyone who has lived it knows. Dogs sense more than we give them credit for. They know when our health is failing, and they know when theirs is too. That paw becomes a bridge across the gap between life and loss. It's their way of telling you, "Thank you for being my world." One woman, 71, told me that her spaniel, who had slept at her side for 14 years, placed his paw on her chest the night before he passed. She said it felt like he was giving her his heart to hold when he couldn't carry it anymore. That paw print never left her even after his body did. And here's the tension, because we never know when that last touch will come. We don't get a warning. One day it's just another paw on your knee, and the next it's the last. That's why you can't brush it off. Every paw could be love, could be safety, could be goodbye. And if you treat it lightly, you risk losing the chance to honor what may have been their final words. So what should you do when the paw feels different, when it lingers, when the eyes look heavier, when the body feels tired? Stop everything. Place your hand gently over theirs. Whisper something back. Tell them you heard them. Because even if you don't speak the same language, they will know. They always know. And this is where intention turns into closure. Your dog doesn't want you to feel empty. That paw is not just goodbye, it's a gift. A reminder that you were loved fiercely, faithfully, right to the last breath. And as much as this may bring tears, it also brings peace, because you will carry that paw with you forever. Not just the feel of it, but the meaning. But we're not done yet. Because what we've uncovered, love hugs, safety, farewell, is more than behavior. It's a language. And in the conclusion, we'll tie it all together so you never miss another word your dog tries to say. We've uncovered the secrets hidden in that single quiet gesture, a silent love, the only hug they have, a cry for safety, even a final farewell. But what does it all mean for you sitting there with your dog by your side? It means you are living with a creature who speaks without words. Every paw on your knee, every gentle press against your hand is a sentence in the language of devotion. Ignore it, and you risk missing the greatest conversation of your life. That's the fear, the FOMO, that these tiny messages slip past and you realize too late that your dog had been telling you, "I love you," all along. Think of it like a diary written in touches. Each paw print is an entry: "I'm here. I'm safe with you. I need you. I trust you. I will never leave you." And one day, when the final page is written, you'll understand that this book was the greatest love story ever told. The build is simple. Your dog doesn't paw at you to annoy you. The intention is clear. They are speaking to you in the only way they can. The tension is undeniable. Every moment might be the last chance to listen. That's the story of that paw. It isn't a nuisance. It's a message. And here's the part that matters most. If you're over 60, retired, maybe living alone, maybe feeling like the world has gotten quieter, that paw is your reminder that you are not alone. You are needed. You are chosen. In a world where so much slips away, your dog presses that paw into your hand and says, "Stay with me. I need you too." So what should you do? Next time it happens, stop. Don't push it away. Don't laugh it off. Place your hand on theirs. Whisper something back. Let them know you heard them. 'Cause that's how you honor the love they've been giving you all along. And now I want to hear from you. When does your dog place their paw on you? Was it in a moment of joy, of fear, or of farewell? Share your story below, because each one is a treasure, each one a verse in the great song of companionship. If this video helped you see your dog in a new light, stay with us. There are more stories, more truths, more quiet messages waiting to be uncovered. Because a dog's language never ends, it only waits for someone who will listen. That paw speaks louder than words, and now you know how to hear it.